Welcome back, my fellow agents. It is I, X7, the host of Xenorama, the podcast of heroes and monsters, and the co-host of GD Explanations. You should check that out sometime. We have new content up every Monday, and it's always hilarious and funny and insightful and witty. But today, we are going to be talking about The Land Unknown from 1957, a movie I never saw as a child because it just never aired here in Fossil Bed, of all things. I think I would have enjoyed it, even though I probably would have been a bit disappointed in the monsters. Well, dinosaurs. Well, dinosaur. But before we get too much further into that, please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know if you've seen this movie when you were a child, what you thought of it. If you agree with me about that, it's a pretty darn good movie overall. And there won't be any voting. So, having said all that, let's roll.
Shudder of history's most ferocious killer, Tyrannosaurus rex. The battle of the great Stegosauri. Huge carnivorous man-eating plants.
Oh, we'll never get out of here, Alan. Never, never, never.
Stop it, do you hear me? Stop it. This doesn't sound like you. We're not lit yet. That's how I rule. Where's the wreck? Talk! You're gonna rush.
Okay, so this movie, The Land Unknown, was released in 1957, and as I said, I did not see this as a child. It was released October 30th, 1957. Runs 78 minutes, not quite 80, and it's the perfect running time. It was supposed to be a big budget movie in color and widescreen, and then thanks to the disappointing box office of This Island Earth, it was reduced in price and everything. Scale and scope and it was still shot in scope. So it does. I think it's good. It's very pulpy. The actors are as good as they can be, and you'll see the trailer here. You'll see two trailers actually, but one of them's pretty cool because it's from 8mm. So there's our stars. Our human stars. I don't know if we're going to go through anything. This is 2 minutes, so we'll see. And directed by Virgil Vogel, who was a fine director. He was not Jack Arnold, who was, I guess, originally slated to do this. But, he did what he could do. He spent 60 years, Wagon Train, Bonanza, The Big Valley. Ugh. Actually, Wagon Train is decent. The Big Valley, it took the place of Star Trek, and I'm still salty about that. Mission Impossible. I wanted to see. Oh, really? I'm looking to see. Oh, he did The Mole People, The Land Unknown. Directed the Swedish-American science fiction horror Space Invasion of Lapland. Invasion of the Animal People. I've not seen that, but I think I'd enjoy seeing both of it at least. Anyway, so the whole plot boils down to an expedition is sent to the Antarctic and the continent of Antarctica to see why there's a warm current there. It's mystery. It's mysterious. So they've got a crew of 4 people here, including Uh, where's the other guy? What's his name? Commander Harold Roberts, who's played by Jock Mahoney. I believe he was a stuntman, and then was he? Oh yeah, he's a Tarzan. Good Tarzan. We have not talked about Tarzan at all. We're going to have to do that. Anyway, there is Sean Smith, aka Shirley Patterson, as Margaret Maggie Hathaway, and not McGaggy. Sorry, Homer. But she was in, what did I find out here that we've seen? Oh, in Batman as his girlfriend Linda Page in 1943. And anything else? There's one other thing. The Terror from Beyond Space, A World Without End. So she was very busy. I mean, they call her a new find, but she'd had 25 movie experiences by now. You'll see it in the trailer. So this guy just blawed about, yeah, just went on and on. And they introduce everybody to the machinist's mate. Well, Phil's not there, but I think that's Lieutenant Carmen, who immediately hits on her. But we know he's not going to get her because he's the wolf. The wolf never gets her. And then we're treated to about 20 minutes of stock footage, including this home. They were showing the Antarctic continent and why it's warm and where it shouldn't be, and then a bunch of stock footage of people sailing around icebergs, and then intercut with some of the real people. They're all cold, and then they leave to set off on their expedition in helicopter X3. Not my younger brother or my older brother. It's a helicopter. Oh, two sea lions there that Maggie asks Hal if they're man and wife, and he says, nope, both males. How he can tell from that distance is beyond me. And he says the penguins are all female. He's a little condescending, but he does kind of know his stuff. So, I mean, that was the macho man hero thing at the time, was he knew best. He always knew best. Think, Captain Kirk. Although Kirk knew best about 57% of the time. They're off, but of course there's an obligatory storm on the way. Those weren't the real words. I just put them in there. So they're trying to figure out a place to set down. There's the storm. The effects in here are pretty darn good for a lower budget movie, and the widescreen photography really helps. And Vogel's a good director. So, and the cast does their best. They were supposed to be a higher quality cast, but if they can hit their marks and know their lines and emote properly, they do a good job. I'm easy to get along with. And again, the effects, Universal did have a great effects people behind the scenes that did great stuff. We'll see. There's a pteranodon with bat wings because they're not trying to make a documentary. I did just review Guanji. Well, dinosaurs. It was National Dinosaur Day. Maggie screams. She doesn't scream too much. She's pretty capable, but they land safely. Unfortunately, their magnesium tube, not a inanimate carbon steel tube, is bent, and then it breaks. And there's probably dangerous vegetable life as well as there's dangerous flora and fauna and volcanic activity. And something is lurking in the water. Dun, dun, dun. But they break that one, and now they're stuck. So they're hoping that they'll fly a plane over. Somebody will come looking for them and find them in this lost savage land, this lost valley of the dinosaurs, this savage land, this land of the lost. This predates all of those, incidentally. The Pteranodon makes another appearance, and Hal says they're in the Mesozoic era, and he's not wrong, because the climate change is what makes things progress in the real world, which is kind of true. But they do hear a plane. Doofus here, the Steve Miller, that's his band behind him, and he wishes they could jet airliner right out of here. I just thought of all that. Sorry. He shoots the flare up that goes 400 feet, and the plane's about 4,000 feet above him. He then finds water, fresh water, and also finds something else, the body of the Pteranodon. It has a tail. And the bat wings are one thing, predating Harryhausen's bat wings, go figure. But a tail, I mean, did they not see any of the Charles Knight drawings, paintings. Anyway, it's not a documentary. It's not a documentary. But they realize it's something to write. And then they have two giant lizards fighting, and I hope they got in trouble for this. But we're not going to concentrate on that too much. And there is old Spot himself. As a kid, I would have been, oh my gosh, that suit is not good. I mean, it does see them a lot, so it does have very accurate vision, even though it looks like its eyes point off to the sides like a cow. But not too bad. It did turn up in the Munsters as Spot, their pet. The head did anyway. See, and again the effects are fine, except for the dinosaur. It's the only dinosaur in the movie. A pteranodon is not. It's called a pteranodon. It's not a dinosaur. That's a pterosaur. And whatever's in the water is also not a dinosaur. No matter what you think, Spinosaurs did not swim in deep water. Jeez. I don't know why people think on. Well, anyway. And yes, this came pretty much right from Wikipedia, but I don't know what either of them are. It's cute. And the Slurposaur, or the giant and large lizard, shows up. The poor little beast ends up gets eaten by the plant, which is an unusual thing. Usually, I'm surprised they didn't make it a mascot and take it back with them, but they did not. They sacrificed it. She faints and gets picked up by what we're supposed to believe is a caveman, even though because he's kept in shadow until we get to the cave, and I think that's. No, let me look up here. Hunter, Dr. Carl Hunter, and he's been there for 10 years, and he's gone a little mental and he wants a mate. He's going to keep her. They have kind of a fight, but he's like, I'll tell you where the wreck is, and you can use that to get fixed and leave, but you have to leave Maggie here. And they're like, nope. His way of controlling the beast is by breaking all their eggs. I mean, why wouldn't he just take them back and scramble them and have some, food? The water, except for the fresh water, smells like sulfur because of the volcanoes, apparently. But, there's the eggs. And there's another lizard. See, they're nicely matted in there. It's really well done. And there's old Rex chasing people. They call him Rex. If they can't outrun this thing, I mean, the good thing is that, it's an actor. It's Tim Smith on stilts walking for the most part. So he's slow and cumbersome. They do have a shot here, shades of the beast from Hollow Mountain. And this, caveman, I don't think they did it intentionally, but it's that's a shot that caveman used as well. Maggie gets grabbed by the plant, and Hunter rescues her. That's the last we see of the plant, but then he runs away. So we don't know what's going on with Hunter yet, but and there's our obligatory love scene. Hal and Maggie are in love, and now they've got 3 days left. They had 30, but 3 days left before the ships bug out. So they got to figure out what's going on. She goes to give herself up to Hunter, and she's being followed. And I'm pretty sure this is a miniature. Hunter sees her and says it knows what's going to happen. And look, this is allegedly an Elasmosaurus. It looks built more like a plesiosaurus. The neck's just not long enough.
In 1947, the bird expedition to the South Pole reported a warm water oasis deep inside the icy Antarctic. This is the story of another expedition and of what might be found, what might happen today in that remote, unexplored last frontier on Earth.
Yeah. But let's see, the process shots are great. It's the Gorham Loch Ness Monster. That's to avoid the censors. But Gorham means the same thing. For those of you who think I never watched Firefly, that's all I'm going to say. And I mean, the model's nice. It's mechanical. I mean, you only see the two flippers. Somebody called it a flipposaurus, but it's supposed to be a plesiosaur of some kind. It's not a magical Leopleurodon. We know that. And it's got goat eyes, of all things. But Hunter throws the flaming arrow through his flaming spears into its mouth, and it seems like, well, anyway. But she's fainted, and he takes her back to the lair again. And he gets into a fight with, I think that's either Jack or Steve, Jack Carmen or Steve Miller. He should have taken the money and run, but he does him, kicks him back there and conks him out. The good guys, she signals him. The good guys show up, and he comes back to clarity, maybe conking him on the head. Where it said, "Oh, hey, by the way, you're human,
Unchanged since
and you need to
prehistoric
belong."
times. The land unknown.
That's the yeah. It's a good trailer. The trailer would have worked on me as a kid, I think. He gives him the map, and she says, "I'll stay here and take care of him. I'll be safe." There's his three comrades that he's buried, giving him a Christian burial. In he gets his magnesium compound tube, and we get a little cheesecake here while she cleans herself off, and off they go. They fixed it. They get it running. Have you got Tree Fitty? It's the Gorab Loch Ness Monster. That's a nice shot too. I mean, the thing isn't remotely realistic, but it's a monster. It works. I think it's just got a great pulpy feel. And if you didn't think I was going to get a Maggie May reference in here, so here's a nice miniature. So the miniatures were really bigatures, as I think what's his name thought he invented, but they didn't have to be small, so they looked more realistic. The copter looks great. Rex does spot here does not, but he's fixing it, and this beast sneaks up on him, roaring the whole time, and he's like derp 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 derp. Well, anyway, they see what's going on. Off they go. See, that's the suit's probably 7 or 8 feet tall, so the copter is pretty big. And there's a nice shot there. I don't know. I think that's process. They circle her. He paddles away to get the Splashosaurus there away from him, and the monster is smart enough to know that if he needs to duck under the water to get away from the fire. I like this shot. This is very sea monstery, so I like that a lot. I mean, the set is amazing. It's got a cyclotron behind it, which is a big old mural that rotated, and it's built on a 100 by 300-foot pool with dry ice. It looks lush and dank. It's just really a great set. They outdid themselves with that, so that really helps set the mood. And and Vogel gets good performances out of everybody. But I mean, they shoot the final flare into the mouth of the Elasmosaurus, and it's decided it's had enough. Hal jumps in to rescue Hunter, and surprise, surprise, everyone gets out alive. That is a rare thing. Usually the mechanic gets sacrificed. Almost always the comedy relief mechanic, gets sacrificed. But there's not a lot of comedy in this movie. It's pretty straightforward. I mean, there's some smiles, the lemur thing, or the whatever that was supposed to, whatever it said it was. Tarsier. Oh, the loris. Not the Lorax, but the loris. They're cute. I don't know what they are, though. They're not dinosaurs. There's only one dinosaur, as I said. They're radioing the place. He's still alive. More stock footage. They find a crash of a helicopter, and everyone gets rescued. And Maggie wants to know who's going to raise the baby, implying that they've done been a little more active in those 30 days than they're given credit for. But then she says in a year from now or so. So that's it. The end. They head back to civilization. Now, wouldn't you think they'd go if it'd been a big hit, a sequel, they'd send a whole train back. Oh wait, that's just Jurassic Park 2. Now, but anyway, that's our dinosaur movie for today. I hope you've enjoyed it. Let's pull up some music here. And until our next assignment, this is X7 signing off and phasing out. I will get that right one day. Be seeing you.
In 1947, the bird expedition to the South Pole reported a warm water oasis deep inside the icy Antarctic. This is the story of another expedition and of what might be found, what might happen today in that remote, unexplored last frontier on Earth, unchanged since prehistoric times, the land unknown. Could man have survived in the dinosaur age of mighty monsters? Shudder at history's most ferocious killer, Tyrannosaurus rex. The battle of the great stegosauri. Huge carnivorous man-eating plants. The incredible water monster, Elasmosaurus.
We'll never get out of here, Alan. Never, never, never.
Stop it, do you hear me? Stop it. This doesn't sound like you. We're not lit yet.
That's how I rule them.
Where's the wreck? Talk.
You're gonna rot here.